Hey Wabbit, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, good to be back. A week in Vegas is not always my idea of a great time. But, hey. Sometimes we gotta go where we gotta go. Anyway. Yeah, I was conventioning in Vegas all last week, and was home on Friday, then ran right back out the door for a family visit, and so I've not been home much, which is why we're going to have another wild and crazy jam tonight. Had a couple last-minute additions for tonight, though. I'm going to add. I got the serial last night. Last time I was waiting for the serial number to come in for the Behringer Vintage, the Behringer Vintage soft synth. So I got that, and I got that serial number that's installed. I also picked up over the weekend while I was away the new Dawesome Myth synth. It's an interesting thing. There's always something interesting in NAB. Now I don't usually blog about that because I'm always going to NAB just for work. So it's a business trip for me pretty much every time. And so, there's not really much to blog about there. I will say though that there are if you're into running a YouTube channel and you want to up your production ante, there's a lot of really interesting stuff out there. It's broadcast quality stuff now that's available at prices that those of us at home can enjoy. Previously that's kind of been the realm of the folks at Blackmagic Design, or you're stuck using OBS, and some of you know how I feel about OBS. It is not my favorite. It is not my favorite piece of software on the planet. It's not my favorite webcasting platform on the planet, especially when there are, when there's things available like the, like the little Blackmagic Design ATEM switchers. They're a bargain, and I've been using one. I'm not going to say it's perfect because it's certainly not, but I have been using, and I'm looking down because I'm controlling this remote here. I've been using the little ATEM Mini Pro now for several months, and really it does pretty much everything that one could need to do in a simple broadcast environment, and it does it. There it is on screen, sort of in the dark. Let's see if I can brighten things up a little bit real quick. Looking at the remote again. I don't want to do it with gain if I don't have to, but that's the easiest way right now. So let's brighten that up a bit. And that's a little thing. I mean, for size comparison, for those who know, that's the Nano box. But this is a 4-input HDMI switcher. It does graphic overlays. It does chroma keying. It does all the things that somebody wants to do in the broadcast world. In fact, I will show you one thing that it can do. I'll do a little switching here. And it can even do things like, I'll actually use this later, but press that there. It can even do, full box picture-in-pictures, just one picture-in-picture, but that is something that it can do. It does the the overlay graphics like you saw. So I mean, it can do that while the box is up. So I've got the overlay up, I got the box up. And it's $295. And you know, it's a full little broadcast thing. Now they're hey Luke, good to see you. Now it's starting to come up with some pretty interesting competition. There are, like I said, there are some limitations to the ATEM, and there's another company on the scene now called OC, and they have a $295 competitor to the ATEM that, you know, does a little more in some ways, does a little less in others, but it's a good alternative too. I got to play with one of those while I was there, and I played with some other. You know, really high-end stuff too. I mean, you know, there's stuff there in any range that you want to do video. Now, no, there's nothing that it has nothing to do with my synths. You know, but for that, I've got you know, for sequencing my synths, I have Ableton Live. You know, and what more could you want than Ableton Live? You know. You know, because, whoops, that was the wrong thing. I pushed the wrong button. I hate it when I do that. All right, let's try this again. That should be there. That should be there. Oh, I put the computer in the background. Look at that. So you can stick anything anywhere. It's fun like that. All right, let's go back where I was. Go back to that. Now let's do this the way I wanted to do it, which was put that there, and do that. And it still didn't do what I wanted to do because I don't know how to use the dumb thing. Nah, it's just pressing the wrong buttons. Let's see. There, I'll just do that. That's what I wanted. So I can do my little, put myself in my little box. I can't do a bubble, but I can do a box. So anyway, yeah. So the top down. That's another thing. I mean, I've been shooting with this. And let's go back to that. I've been shooting with this new PTZ camera. It's a pan tilt zoom camera, and so it can give me shots. I think I showed a couple weeks ago. You know, down here, it can give me a crop like this. It can give me a crop like this, anywhere in between, and it can shoot over. You know, in the analog synth area. I don't like to do the moves on air because it's really fast, but yeah, I'll do one. Cover your eyes so you don't get seasick. We're going to go for a ride, you know, and so it'll take us over here and spin around, and there's the analog department, you know, with the Take 5 and the PolyBrute, and I guess that wasn't too bad. And I can even zoom in, you know, pretty tight on the yeah, smooth. I can even you know, go in nice and tight on the control, on the, you know, the LED screen for the Take 5, like so. And if you know, I touch a control, it'll wake up the display. It's nice and sharp, you know, so people can see what I'm doing. But the thing is, so this camera that I'm using for this is, I mean, this is an actual broadcast camera, and as such, it's, you know, this is an inexpensive broadcast camera at, you know, over $2,000. So, you know, again, not something that most folks can go out and pick up on Tuesday to install for a show on Wednesday, kind of thing. But there are manufacturers that have less expensive variants that do the job pretty near as well. And as soon as a couple things get taken care of in the business side of the world, I'm going to order one of them, and we'll give that a try here on the channel. So you got over $2,000 that we're looking down now, but, you know, same capability or very similar capability, you know, for under $600. So, if you've got a couple $1,000s to play with, you can put together a couple PTZ cameras and a switcher and use your computer for graphics, and it's a whole little production facility that looks good and works well. And now I keep breaking things because I keep playing with with fancy software to make it work. I have I keep changing the software around, and so that breaks things. But again, looking for the controls. At some point I will actually hook up the actual control panel for these guys, but in the meantime I'm using the remote control, infrared remote control widget, and so that doesn't always work as well as one would like, but it does the job for now. And it comes with the cameras come with these things. But the other thing that I've been using is, let me get it in focus. There we go. I've been using this iPad app, which lets me set all the things up. Like, that's how I set up the 2-box. If I do that and that'll set me up in the 2-box up in the corner with this shot. So there's a ton of stuff I can do with this thing, and not a whole lot of money. So that's that. That's all there is in the video world for now. I keep promising to do that I will do a video about that, and I promise I will one day about how it all works. But it won't be a live stream. It'll be produced, because there's got to be pictures and all that kind of stuff. So let's talk about what we all really came here for tonight, and that's music stuff. So you're hearing in the background there, what you're hearing is 3 things. It's let's see, let's get it up here. The PolyBrute and the Take 5 are taking turns, and they're being faded in and out with automation. Let me do one thing here real quick. Bring this back up. And the new toys, I got 2 of them. And the first one is there, and that. I did it again. There we go. The first one is Myth. This is the new thing from Dawesome. I'm not sure. Does Behringer make a PTZ clone? No, they don't. They're not playing with video stuff at all. But the company that I'll tell you right off, the company that makes the $600 PTZ camera is a company called Bolin, B-O-L-I-N Technology. And they actually make the guts for a large number of other companies that are making similar products. And so that's the $600 camera. You can pick it up at B&H or any number of other places. But this is a weird instrument, this thing. Let's take the PolyBrute to Take 5 out. I don't really know how to describe this besides it being a sample mangler. And all I've been able to do with it thus far, I've had time to do with it thus far, is play with some of the factory patches and presets, and they're kind of cool. And there's all kinds of neat things you're supposed to be able to do with this. So right now it's mangling up. It resynthesizes the samples when you load samples into it, and then you can affect it in various ways, including FM and you can kind of it's got some granular-ish kind of stuff. About all I now know how to do with it so far is turn the samples on and off, and twiddle the knobs. There's all kinds of effects and things you can add to it too. But I really literally just started playing around with it about 2 hours ago. So, and liked this sound, so that's what we started with. So, let's see. I'm going to turn the left iris off. And now we're listening to just one of the samples. Let's see what we can do. Mangle that up. There's no tool tips to tell you. Oh, one thing. This is, it's kind of hard to see. But if you look down here at the bottom, this is it's playing a sequence that I played in earlier. And if you notice these little bubbles, those are the notes that are being hit in a sequence. And if you notice them getting larger and smaller, that's because it's showing you what the aftertouch is. And I did it with the recorded the aftertouch with the Control S, and so it's poly aftertouch. So it allows me to kind of wander through. In fact, let's stop the sequence here for the moment, and I will kind of show that live. So let's go here for now, and I'll just hit this. Should eventually stop. There we go. Maybe. Yeah, it's just ringing out. So if I play on the keyboard, which I'm not going to show you because it's kind of boring. If you watch as I press on a key, that bubble gets larger. The bubble right down here gets larger. Yeah, it's pretty and it's sexy. It winked and blinked its eyes at me, and you know, I'm a sucker for pretty eyes. But this thing seems to control where the start is in the sample and shows where you are in the sample, which is kind of cool. And this one, I can't remember what this one did. Typical of Dawson plugins, though, it sucks down a lot of CPU power, but I can live with it. This one, what did this one do? Kind of sort of controls timbre, sort of, maybe. And you can see it's being modulated by, I think, LFO 3, it looks like. It's got a ton of LFOs and a ton of envelopes. That's one of the FM controls. Hey Sadiq, welcome. Kind of fooling around with that new Dawesome VST right now. So we were able to take a very pretty sound and tilt it, make it really unhappy. let's untilt that. Take some of the attack out of that. And there's a bazillion presets to come with it. You know, all kinds of different things. Look at some evolving. Well, that's what that one's called. I don't see how that one works because I don't think the. Let's go back there. How do I get rid of the envelope? Like I said, I just got this, so I don't know how to use it yet. It's cool sounds, absolutely. Oh, see you, Sadiq. Going to lack sleep. I figured to pass by. Well, appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, Tracy, thanks for joining. And yes, Sadiq, I know all about lack of sleep. That's what I've been living on. You know, for the last week. So let's see if I can get this thing back to playing normally here. Let's go back to. Let's try this one. There we go. It looks more normal. So it does sequence stuff. It does, you know, all kinds of weird things. It's a very, very cool thing. What I want to try though is I want to try something else you're supposed to be able to do with this, which is drag a sample onto it, and then kind of mess with that. I don't know how to get to a default patch, but I don't even know if there's a place to make a default patch. It does do randoms, supposedly. But anyway, so what I want to do to start that, let's put this away for now. And I'm real quick going to duplicate this track just so I have the setup. But on this track, I want to load a different synth. So this is that one that showed up from Behringer for a couple of days, and not sure what I'm not sure what happened with all that. It showed up. It made a lot of noise. People complained about it. People loved it. It was free if you could find it, and I'm not sure what their plan is with this thing. But it's a pretty basic, you know, virtual analog synth. The default patch has a problem, which you'll hear in a moment, I think. There it goes. If on the default patch, if you hold a note out or hold a chord out, all of a sudden it pops in full volume. You thought it was hoax? No, it was there. No, Luke, it was there for, you know, a few minutes, and it took days to get to get the password for it once I got the synth. But this, like I said, this default patch, I don't know what the deal is with it, but it does this. You hold it and boom, it'll come up here like that. I don't know what's up with that. It's the only patch that I found that does it. This thing is pretty basic, you know. So it's got a couple of oscillators with 3 wave shapes, and there's a couple of LFOs and a couple of filters. So nothing hugely exciting, but it does sound pretty decent. Let's go to a song. And I have no idea what all it's doing here. There's some effects on here. Let's get the effects off. Oh, you know what? I bet you this track has got effects on it. Nope. So there appears to be a... again, this one I haven't had any time to fool with either. Because I just got the password while I was away, and but everything's got its own envelope, which is nice. You know, it's fairly decent envelopes. Not just your standard ADSR. So we can make plucks. And since everything's got, since it's got separate envelopes, which you can make either linear or exponential, you can do stuff like fun stuff like that. So what I thought I might try is find a patch in here. I want to see what how the effect works with being able to resynthesize or capture something from this thing and bring it into the other one, and see how badly we can blow it up. So find something that's not too terribly weird. Well, or not too terribly, I guess I want something that's more consistent that we can bring in there. What's this? Ooh, that's ugly. I will say that I'm happy with the price that I paid for this so far. Let's see if we can make this work here. Oh, let's see. Let's just grab it the easy way. I'm going to stick in a audio track, and it's going to get its audio from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course it makes no noise because I did that thing. Arm this puppy for record. Oh, I can't do both at the same time, can I? 1, Oh, let's see. Oh, I know what to do. We'll do that there. That there. And we're just going to lay down a chord. We'll record it. Go through that. Okay. Play that over and over again. Okay, stop there. And now what I'm supposed to be able to do, we'll see if this is actually true, but now I'm supposed to be able to come here and bring this thing up and take this audio that we recorded and drag it on there. And I have no idea what it did. Or if it did. Oh, let's turn it on. Turn that one off. Let's see if we got anything. Oops. I have to make sure I'm listening now to the correct things. Turn that off. Turn that to auto. And no, it didn't bring it in that easily. Of course not. Nothing is ever that easy. I know it's here. They showed that in the demo. What started that playing? Wasn't me intentionally. Let's see. I'm in the sample. Supposed to be able to just drag it and go. Yep, synth goes boom. And this experiment may go boom too, and we may give up for now till I learn how to actually use this thing. Let's do that. Over here. Maybe I'll have... it's entirely possible that it didn't actually record it. Oh no, I know it recorded it. It's right here. Numbnut. La 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 la. All right, more than one way to skin a cat. All right, let's do it this way. Bring that guy up there. Bring that back. Take that. Drag that in there. Okay, doesn't like taking a wave file in either. Huh. Well, that's what it was supposed to do. Triggers, but doesn't play. All right, well, I'll have to dive back into the demos and whatnot and figure out how that works. Because, you know, I did not RTFM. Ha ha ha. So, anyway, let's go back with what I originally thought I might do for the night then, since this isn't going to play well for me. Let me try one more thing. Because, you know, I'll play the definition of insanity. What if I go here? Nope, not a way to do that there. The only thing I can think is maybe it didn't like the format of the wave file. Didn't like what it was. It's entirely possible. I don't see a way to make all kinds of LFOs and things, but I don't see a way to easily import that. Interesting. Interesting. Nothing's ever easy. I'm going to try one more time just because I am that kind of person. This is an audio file, right? Make sure it actually looks like an audio file. It's not what I wanted to do. Oh well, it'll be fine. Okay, Windows doesn't like the audio file either. I thought, too, there it is. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Skip for now. I don't care. Okay. Okay, something's interesting. Audacity doesn't like that wave file either. Not recognize the file. Interesting. Well, that explains, I guess, why that wouldn't bring it in. So let's find another wave file on the machine somewhere. And there's going to be... Because I really want to try this, obviously. And... Now you get to find your way around my my audio machine. Those aren't going to work. I had a whole bunch of stuff on here. Where is all my stuff? That's a good question, Luke. It's a stereo file. Maybe Iris doesn't like a stereo file. But it's interesting. Audacity should have opened it up either way. Audacity doesn't care, typically. So there's something else weird about that file that Ableton made. I know I've got other samples on here. Or I did. What the devil? What the devil? Alright, well, here we go. I don't know what this one sounds like, but let's stick that in there and see if that works. Yeah, that's more like what I expected to see. So this is a wavetable from a PPG that has been set up for the MicroFreak. So far, I'll say this makes great drones and atmospherics. We need and I'm continuing, of course, to fight with using the stupid trackpad on this computer. You can have the LFO BPM run separately from the clock BPM. That's interesting. Or sync it, and still have it be in beats. Change the octave on that. Let's go oscillator 2. Wow, look at all the CPU that's taken up. Alright, well that was less than successful for now. We'll come back to that after I have time to play with this some and actually learn how this thing works. Let's see. Yeah, you know, it does remind me a little bit of Iris. You're right. In some ways. But Iris was a little clearer. Made a little more sense. That's a nice sound, though. Let that play while I delete out this track that I don't need anymore. Here you go, Luke. This is for you. Yeah, it sounds beautiful. The demos that I've heard are astounding. So I'm looking forward to learning how to make this thing really do some cool stuff. I think it's, like I said, I think it's a natural for drones and pads and all kinds of evolving kind of textures. Add a little take 5 for you there. Next, I'll find a patch on the PolyBrute, and maybe something we can play with there. Do a little jamming, because that's what I started to do tonight. So when do we get to hear the P12, Luke? That's a super synth. I mean, no doubt about it. course, I ask, oh, Sunday probably. Okay, cool. You don't want to, you're not like me, you'll just grab something you haven't played before and stick it on the air, huh? Well, that's the thing, you know, the sequential synths, especially all the Prophets. I mean, they've got a very signature sound, and but they're also very they're very distinctive, and lots of synths use that same voice chip, but you know, Dave Smith just really knew how to eke something completely different out of those Curtis oscillator and filter chips than anybody else. way up there. Really weird things happen sometimes when you start messing with the layers on the PolyBrute and start morphing between them if you're not really sure where you started. You can hear that tune go out. And I don't think it's the delay. Maybe it is. Let's turn that off for a second. Something else is drifting. Now it's the delay time because I've got it set different halfway through the morph. Let's see here. This will show me what's where. Yeah, I got 2 different delay times going. That's exactly what it is. Okay, there we go. That one. Get these kind of synchronized here. There we go. Okay, now I can set it where I want it. If I put it in the middle. Never match completely. enough contrast in the sounds here. Hey Tracy, welcome. So started out no Behringer. So started out with playing around with a little bit of that new Dawesome thing, the new Dawesome Myth. And very briefly looked at the Behringer Vintage plug-in. And the idea was I wanted to make a noise with that and capture that, and then bring that into Myth, but it did not work. So I'm going to have to go back and actually read the instructions and figure out how that's supposed to happen. It's supposed to be easy, but it wasn't. So what we've got, the pad in the background now is this Myth thing from Dawesome, which is really cool sounding synth, and I mean really cool synth. So let's do this, and you can take a look at that real quick if I press that button. So basically, there's two different waves or two different samples playing, and I've got it running a sequence now, and it's being it takes a wave file that you give it and resynthesizes it into something else, and then it's being affected by actually this is a pretty simple patch. It looks like we've got a LFO moving things around in time. That's what the little spinny thing on the left is, and the one on the right just seems to be playing a steady state. But I can move that. If I take this guy here, I can say change where in the sample it's playing. And I'm supposed to put that on and be able to put an LFO on that, but I haven't quite got the mapping down yet for that. So, but as you move it, it will do other things. And you're supposed to be able to make it spin around back and forth and do the thing there. But I haven't learned how to do that. I've literally had about 2 hours to play with this, having been away. Yeah, I hear you, Luke. I'm tired. I mean, I've been traveling for over a week, and then sitting in the office. And it's really warm here in the studio tonight. So I could turn the BPM up. We'll crank up the tempo. But this is good music to take a nap by. It's I do a lot of that. So anyway, and then of course the synths that I'm playing. The Take 5 is doing some sequenced stuff, and then I am playing on the PolyBrute. So the PolyBrute spends too much time, I think, just being used for arpeggios around here. So I need to play some actual music with it sometimes. Trying to add a little FM without going too far. I think too. Volume out of this guy. Put some unts. Here you go. Get the sound right for that. Sort of. What do I have? I have this arpeggio set up. Oh, here. Come on. And let's see. I thought I had it in is it getting something off the sequencer? Oh, that may explain it. What's it got going on over here? Nope. It's just getting time. There you go, something uncy. Long after the Eclipse now that I've returned, I have to get back to building my studio. The Eclipse was a while ago, Tracy, wasn't it? Or did I? Or was there another one that I didn't know about? He's really gearing to the playing. It's not always the best thing to do. So let's air some unts. Sort of. Let's make the filter do some interesting stuff. Of course, I'm doing stuff like having the different arpeggiators and sequencers play at different time bases. Let's do this. Get these in time. Well, that's the world's most most exciting, unexciting one-note sequence. So, all right, let's see if I can find the time based on that. Stop the sequence on the take 5. Well, that's right. You went cruising around to see that. I have some friends who did that as well. I walked as far as the middle of the driveway, which didn't really get me a lot here, but I saw a little bit. This is the world's oddest patch. Let's find something a little more predictable. Bank 1. Hey Jeff, thanks for joining. Yeah, I think that's a problem with my my only doing every other week is that no one's really sure that I'm actually here. So I'll probably start easing into once a week, even if no one else pops by. And you know, if nothing else, I can get some stuff done for other projects. Apparently, things that I said that I would do that I forgot about or didn't realize what I said I was going to do. That's fine. We'll just turn the clock sync on while we're live. What the have to do something a little better about this synth stand too, because I have to reach out too far to get to the Take 5, and when I do, I put my fat belly on the keys on the PolyBrute and get unexpected results. there's some interesting things, Tracy, that go on with the Take 5, and I'm not sure exactly where it is. The overdrive is down. The master overdrive, I think, is down. One of the problems with the Take 5 is that it doesn't. When I load a patch, it doesn't tell me where things are set. The filter drive is up a good bit. But what I've noticed is even with both drives down, and even with relatively moderate mix levels, certain pairs of oscillators or certain pairs of notes will make this, it will trigger this kind of distortion thing. Like that. It's a unique sound. It does not the Pro 800 does not do, or Profits don't do that so much. So it's something unique in the Take 5. And you know what? Maybe I wonder. Let's take a look at something here, because I notice it more when I lean into the keys. I wonder. Let's look at something here. See, pressure goes to cut off. There's not a lot of modulation going on in this patch. Pressure to cut off, and that's really about it. I got a mod wheel going to low LFO frequency. LFO 2 goes to the oscillator shape. And then there's nothing here through all these mod slots. Yeah, that's it. So I'm not sure where that's coming from. This pressure's just opening up the filter. I wonder if at the same time with this, something you'll have to check into. I wonder if it also opens up the drive circuit as you do that. But it doesn't always do it. It only does it in certain settings. Yeah, not sure. It's an interesting sound. I like it. It's like the Take 5 can go from being, mellow and soft and to angry in a heartbeat. I did a patch with this when I first got it. Let's see if I can bring it up here. It's this guy. Bring everything else down. And I'll leave the PolyBrute up. Let's bring these guys down. So this is, I've got foot control involved. That's what's bringing that weird noise in. And the mod wheel's involved. Aftertouch. I modulate pretty much everything with everything. You know, it's Wow. Okay, so that kind of sort of brought back some sounds from something that I did last year. Little thing that was a challenge song, and the idea was that I was supposed to make use a sample that somebody provided on a different on another channel, and basically I made the entire song out of this little snippet of sound that was somebody running their finger along the bottom of a window at a barber shop. And or I think it was a barber shop, something like that. Anyway, so I made all the sounds using that sample, brought them into Vital and any number of other things, and kind of twisted it around and made it what I needed it to be or wanted it to be. And I just kind of sort of recreated that song live, which was something I didn't think I was going to be able to do. I mean, it's not exactly the same, obviously, but what I would say would be close enough to actually be able to perform that. So that's exciting. That is very exciting. So cool. So I think that's going to about do it for tonight. It's been a fun one. So I've got homework though. Got to learn this new. Got to learn this new myth thing. It's pretty slick, incredibly complex. So at some point I will know what it does, and because it really sounds cool. I love what it just playing this little sequence that it's playing now that I recorded earlier. It's not playing all of it. Doesn't seem like it's playing quite all of it though. Probably the patch that I have doesn't quite fit it. But I got to make some notes on what I did here so I can come back to it for some more live jam. So anyway, I've been on, for almost 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes. So it is approaching rapidly my bedtime. So thank you all for joining. I do appreciate it. It has been fun, and I will look forward to seeing everybody again. The next scheduled stream, as I've said, is in 2 weeks, but I may pop up early or start doing something on the off weeks. Make it a little more apparent when I'm here. So everybody, thanks for stopping by. Luke and I know Sadiq was here for a while. Tracy and Jeff, thank you guys. I do appreciate it. And like I said, I think that's going to do it for me. Y'all have a good night. We will see you next time.